Hi guys, you're welcome to Damsey Fashion. If you are yet to subscribe, kindly subscribe, like, comment and share. Today I'll be teaching us how to cut a short pant, a female short pant. These are the required measurements. And the calculations that you need for this. We are starting with the length measurements. We fold our fabric into two from the self edge, as you can see me folding it on the table. You fold it and make sure it's lying smoothly on the table. You don't need to be on haste when doing this. You don't need to be on the haste. Then you take your tape rule and you check your measurements. Our length in this measurement is 21 inches. We are going to measure 21 inches. After measuring 21 inches, in this place, I'm measuring 21 inches, but right now I did a mistake of measuring 22 here, but I've adjust myself now to 21. So that's it, 21. I'm adding extra 2 inches allowance for the M. That's the M. The material is not enough, so I have to push it up to give me the actual length I want. Then I added extra 2 inches for the turnover for the waist. That's the elastic, where the elastic will enter. We see through 1.5 inches above. That's for the back length, because the back is always higher than the front length. So some use 1 inches higher than the front length, but I always prefer to use 1.5 inches, so that whenever you are sitting, you can sit comfortably without your back trousers showing. Then I'm making sure my fabric is placing comfortably. Look at the measurement we need now. The hip measurement. Our hip measurement in this is 49. Like I've said in the calculation, you divide your hip by 4 plus 1. That's the hip. But to get all this total, you divide your thigh measurement by 2 plus 3 inches. Some call it thigh, some call it flap. The thigh is 30, you divide it by 2 plus 3 inches. That is what I'm rolling straight down. Plus additional 2 inches again for the back. The reason why I'm doing this is because it will give you enough material. So when calculating everything, it won't be too short. Then you cut out from the extra 2 inches that we have marked out. The 2 inches added is only for the back. Please don't forget that. For the side, we are adding 2 inches for the up, 1.5 for the back. Then I cut out 2 inches away from my front. Remember, this is a freehand cutting knot pattern. So we have to add, then remove. You can see this is 2, not 4. 2 for the back, 2 for the front. Then you adjust to the back side so that it will be equal there. Smooth it very well. The remaining side, do 2 fall in this side. Then for the crotch measurement, we mark 3 inches. For the crotch length, crotch divided by 2 minus 3 inches for the crotch length. So our crotch is 30 divided by 2 is 15 minus 3 is 12. So I'm using 12 for the crotch length. After that, I will use 1 from that corner, then connect it. So everything in that front should be giving me 14.5. That means half for the joining. That's 0.5 for the joining. From the hip measurement, hip divided by 4 plus 1 inch. Our hip divided by 4 is 12.25 plus 1, that is 13.25. You can see I'm marking 13.25 straight down. 13.25 straight down. Then I connect it. I confirm my crotch measurement to give me what I want, which is 14.5. The 0.5 for the joining, which we also call half. For the flap or tie, you divide it by 2 plus 1. Our tie is 30 divided by 2, 15 plus 1, that is 16. That marking 16. You can see you have to mark from that crotch point so that it won't affect. Then you connect it straight down at the side. From the side connection, you determine your new rounding measurement divided by 2 plus 1. Rounding is 23 divided by 2 plus 1 is giving us what I'm marking down there, which is 12.5. As you can see that. Then you turn over, you connect it. Turning that because of the M so that it won't give us folding. So I'm unnecessary folding. Then you separate. Please, yeah, don't forget, you shouldn't cut your back and your front together. Please, make sure it is separate. Connect it straight down. Then you cut out the clutch. Straight up, you remove. Then the side, you also cut that from our measurements. See the reason why we added 3 inches the other time to our tie measurement, so that it will have excess on the fabric we can connect when cutting. And we also manage material through that. 2 inches from the front to get our back, because our back is always bigger. You connect straight down from that flap, from that crotch to the back, 2 inches. 2 inches. Please don't forget this 2 inches, because the back is bigger than the front, like I said earlier. Then you connect that with a slight curve, please. Then you connect the 2 inches straight down and you cut it out. Always remember, when you're cutting, you should always cut straight. Cut straight so that you have a neater work. Then after this, we are going to connect this center back to the side, so that this side will give us an equal side when we are joining it. It won't be longer than each other. It won't be longer. The back should be longer than the front here. That was why we connected it. We marked 3 inches from the up, then notch. That is where our side pocket will start from. That's where the side pocket will start from, I can see. So that when you fold on it. So this is our short pant is ready. You can use this for anything, any short pant you desire. Now to cut our pockets, our side pockets. Side pockets, we fold the remaining material, the width of 8 inches you mark, then the length of 13 inches you mark it straight down and connect. So after connecting the upside, we mark 5 inches. From that 5, we mark 7 inches from there. Then you give it a slant curve, then connect and curve back to 13. Then you trim it off. Trim it off. After trimming it off, this slant part is the upper side, then the curve is the down. Now we are ready to sew. Ready to sew. Then you start joining from the side. You join, as you can see, you join from the crotch. That's the middle. You join the front crotch together. This is very easy for anybody to sew. Start joining the crotch for the front, then you join for the back as well. Then the side, from the notching, my 3 inches notching, you take your pocket from the top, you start sewing from there, 0.5 inches straight down, or you call that half inch, 0.5 inch straight down. The same thing, you take it to the back. The same one, you take it to the back measurement from that same notching. Then you sew straight down. From there, sew straight down. Very, very easy to sew. And make sure you push it steady. We repeat same thing to the other side. Repeat same thing because it is same effect. We repeat it. Then joining the sides, we use 1 inch for joining. As you can see that I'm measuring the 1 inch. 1 inch joining. Then when you get to the pocket, you reverse. Then you come over this way again. Continue sewing. After that, you trim off. You come to the down. You make sure the pocket is equal right here. Then you start sewing from the curve. From the curve down to the hip side. You make sure this is straight. Then here, don't forget you also measure 1 inch that you used for that top. You use 1 inch here too, then you reverse. And sew straight down. It's very, 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 very simple. Very simple, sew straight down. After sewing this straight down, you repeat same thing to the other side. Repeat same thing to the other side again. Then from the crochet, make sure this crotch is the same. That's from this, measure 1 inch again. Start sewing. Make sure your sewing is neat and hold your crotch together so that the joining will be the same. When you are reaching the crotch side, you make sure it is half inch from under the crotch, half inch. That's 0.5 inch. Then you connect back to the 1 inch we started with. Connect back to the 1 inch. I'm done here. The M measurement. Now you come to the turnover. When sewing the turnover, our pocket must face the front. To know the front, we know the front is smaller than the back. Of course, you should pin this down so that it will be easy for you to sew. Then remember we added 2 inches for our turnover for the waistband, for the waist elastic turnover. Then you start sewing that. You make sure it is smooth. You won't allow the machine to drag that away from you. You continue. You add pressure to make sure you continue with 2 inches all through. 2 inches all through. Here you see the joining. My joinings, my seam allowances are equal. They reach each other. They reach each other. The second pocket too, facing the front. You remove the pin, you continue. Please, I'm taking this time so that you can do this yourself. You can do it. Make sure everything is going smoothly. That is for the elastic turnover. Please don't forget. You won't conceal it. You leave a space, an opening, so that you can pass through the elastic. Our waist. Now, we have measured the length. Our length is 21. Then the remaining 2 inches for the M, we turn that over, which will be 1.5 with 0.5 that we have folded. Please make this side, we want to drag the clothes from you. You make sure you go steady by steady and make sure the seam are in line with each other. You measure again and make sure everything is equal and moving well. As you can see, that is all about the hem. Trim very well and check every other places. Then you insert your elastic. After this is ready, this is the outcome of our short pants. Thanks for watching. If you have any question, ask in the comment.